Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. We are going to learn about project management fundamentals for today's video. And please like our channel and subscribe to our channel in order to get more videos about project related and IT activities. Subscribe to Afrotech. Yes, you can go and search for it, or you just follow it and subscribe immediately for your best. So starting straight away, in this video we are going to learn about introduction to project management phases, project management tools, and documentation. A brief point about introduction. When you talk of project, these are singular but non-routine events with precise objectives which must be achieved inside set time frame. They have to be achieved in some given point of time. Projects are broken into series of activities designed to fulfill the stated objectives. Examples of projects can be, someone can talk of building a house, holding a party, organizing something like a holiday party is a project because you're going to have activities and it has a given time to achieve them. You will set some particular time constraints to follow to achieve particular activities, or even just a project can even be submitting an assignment. You are given an assignment, you will come and sit down, you say, how should I do it and at what time should I particularly submit so that it helps me in my time management. We are continuing with introduction. Project management is a process of planning, organizing, managing resources to achieve specific goals within a set time frame and budget. You say it is complex and challenging field, but it's also rewarding. If you know how to manage your project very well, it will reward, it will be in fact profitable to you. They say project managers are responsible for overseeing all the aspects of projects, from the initial planning stages to final delivery. They must be able to effectively communicate with the stakeholders, manage risks, and take decisions in terms risks arise. A brief use about project management. We are saying that project management is not a new concept. Even in the time of ancient Egyptians, a form of project management was needed to coordinate the construction of the Great Pyramids. You see, the modern project management tools like the Gantt charts, the PET diagrams, in fact PRT diagrams, the CRP, critical path method, the CPM, they were not there until 1990s. That's when they started developing, starting with Gantt charts. Then they also went to develop critical path method, then followed by the program evaluation and review technique, the PET diagram. Project management phases. When you look at the phases, in fact, to manage project efficiently and effectively, you need to follow some phases. So they say there are several distinct phases or steps involved in managing a project, but there are many versions of phases described. When you follow different articles, they will take you through different phases. But regardless of the phase, you come at a conclusion that they all rely on these phases: the investigation, the plan and design, the production, the monitoring, and the evaluation phases. The investigation phase is the first phase. Let's start with it. Once the project is defined, a further research is needed in order to determine whether it is not worth pursuing. You have to consider whether it is worth for you to take the project or not. This phase involves initial commission of project, the identification of the aims of project, investigation of the possible ways in which you can complete the project easily, then the management planners, who are the personnel whom you want them to be involved in this project. We are going to the phase 2, which is planning and design. This is the foundation of the following phases, and in fact is a very important phase when you are going to plan and manage your project effectively. You have to define the exact purpose of the project and clearly define the objective to be achieved. You break the project into tasks and activities, and you estimate the shortest and longest possible time required for each activity. You also need to identify the milestones for the project, the specific schedules in which some particular activity needs to be achieved. Determine the sequence of activities or end constraints affecting the sequence. For example, some tasks must be completed before others can. Particular resources might be required for each activity. These include deciding which activities should be completed before others commence, identify the activities that can be done simultaneously or must be done at the same time, You also need to assign resources, people, or materials to the activities. Then you estimate the cost and come up with the calendar of the events for your project. We are going to the third phase, which is production. When you look at production, this phase talk about putting the other phases, in fact the project into operation. It will provide a completed project ready to be handed to clients. Alternatively, it may end into full implementation at the end of internal organizational project. This phase involves providing resources, completing the activities, monitoring, controlling, and recording the progress of the project on the Gantt charts, on those other charts like PET chart we talked about, the critical path method. You compare the current progress to the plan schedule. You compare it, what is already happened to what you have been planned. Then you update and refine the schedules as required. You monitor resources so to ensure that there is no budget. In fact, there is no budget blowout or things like scope creep. You ensure that milestones and overall goals are met like the way they were set. Then the fourth phase is evaluation and monitoring. Once the project is transferred to the client, the project team is inoperative. They assign new tasks or placed into new projects. Some of these members of the group may be utilized and observing the full implementation of the project. It's also at this point where management will assess the success of the project. This assessment is based on the elements of efficiency and effectiveness. You set up some elements to assess your progress and in fact the success. Let's look at the project management tools. There are different project management tools, but we are going to look at particular, in fact, few of them. We are going to start with Gantt charts. They say Gantt charts display tasks and costs along the horizontal time scale, much like a calendar. The time for each task is quoted by indicating the start and the finish date. It will show the best possible way to complete the project in a shorter time. Activities can be done parallel or sequentially, and the Gantt chart shows all this clearly. This is how a Gantt chart appears, like the way you talked about. You have the activities on your horizontal scales. Then you assign those, you put them, and you determine which activities are completed, and it follows chronologically. Given this one is finished, you need to move to this phase and finish this one. Let's go to the second tool. We are going to look at PET diagrams. In fact, PERT diagrams. PERT diagrams or path critical networks use graphical form to show relations between activities and time frames. They differ from Gantt charts in a way that they are better at identifying in fact the relationship between activities rather than the progress of the tasks over time. The key elements in them may include the activities, the list of activities on the project, the nodes, the beginning and the end of the activities. The network lines show the interdependencies between the events, an indication of the critical path, an indication of the slack time. Note that all the critical paths usually have slack time, extra time, for it to be, in fact, when it's not completed, the required extra time to be provided. We also are going to look at critical path method. This one is a technique where you identify tasks that are necessary for project completion and determine their schedule and flexibilities. This is how it appears. Moreover, like PRI tasks, but it shows different paths, and your critical path, it depends on the paths you have taken to completely get done with your project activities. Now we are going to wind up with documentation. This is essential for every information system. Documentation provides anyone who interacts with the particular system. It perhaps provides anyone who interacts with a particular system overview of the system capabilities of software. It may also include specific procedure which must be followed or be used to provide training or reference material. Application and information system can fail to meet their full potential if there is inadequate documentation to support. With good documentations, users may flounder and gain experience with the system, and it will be easier to utilize the system effectively. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube video. Perhaps you like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll keep more coming for you at Afrotech. Different things related to technology, given